right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Frankie-san.
And I'm Mark.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about. That's why we're kind of moving it as fast as we can. Just a couple quick announcements. A couple of people have been telling me about YouTube. We transferred the shows over there, and they're a little bit, because the frame rate is a little bit out of sync. I took the last show off, and we're going to remaster them again. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 4 more new shows, including this one. And we're going to be talking about the upcoming, of course, we're going to have Star Wars and James Bond, but we're going to do is we're going to have 1 or 2 more announcements. We're going to review the best and worst of the summer. Then we talk about James Bond, Godzilla and King Kong, and James Bond. Now they announced that Sam Jones is going to do the theme. So right back to the top here, we're fixing the sound. And that caused a little problem where we couldn't replay the shows. That's why last time we took the 1 show off in the end of August, and they showed a repeat of last year. Okay, mainly because they couldn't replay it because of the frame rate, the voice and sound, and the picture was out of sync. So we're fixing that little problem. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead with 4 more shows, and because I took the last show off on YouTube so we can remaster it, I need to repeat this. So don't mind if we do this again. Let's show up that blog, because I refixed the blog a little bit. Everything looks the same over here. You want to go and see our original website, that's Videolandexpress, and then you scroll down. I rearranged the widgets. We have Black Talk Radio. I did a new show this past week. The talk show radio shows have been postponed until we fix the problem with the sound. But they should premiere about a week or 2. The music show will premiere at the end of this month, hopefully before we do the next Eminent show. Okay, and in the meantime, if you want to hear little sound bites, that is SoundCloud. That is my official logo. Wherever you're going to go, Google Plus looking for me, depending on Instagram and Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Google Plus, and all that. That's the famous eyeball. Okay, so let's just go right back up, and then that's the SoundCloud. And believe it or not, it's in beta testing. I'm not supposed to make the announcement. I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. Go to SoundCloud. You will be directed to the music site. We have an official music site, thanks to Wibbly. That's the design workshop there. And you'll also have a link to the YouTube site and and the other music site. Just take a look at it. There's a little surprises there. That will take you. There's a bunch of links. Also, Last FM, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter account, the Facebook account, all the social networks. If you go to SoundCloud, it will give you all the links. You just check out my profile on SoundCloud, and it will give you all the links. And then let's go right back up again. The other way. Yep. Okay. And then talk show being postponed, and then we have Black Talk Radio. I just did a show. Also had a little bit of a sound problem there. There's little like bubble pops, meaning like there's little snap crackle pops every now. That's something else beyond my control. I believe I'm being followed by a sound gremlin. So we're trying to fix all that. But the shows have to keep going on regardless. Okay. So, and if you go on top to the website, you will also get icons to all the other social networks that we belong to. Okay, and that's for the blog right there. So that's the upgrade, and yeah, there we go. All those little icons up there will take you to those places. Okay, thanks for looking at that. So let's get right to the show. So sorry about that, but that needs to be presented though, because we are going to be taking a break. My last show will probably be right after James Bond. And so you want to know what's going on with the Star Wars special. We're not going to be here. We're probably going to do some pre-taped Star Wars special. Probably will be done on YouTube. And the other one will be live from Puerto Rico. Believe it or not, there's a big fan base down there. Nobody believes. So I'm going to be doing a special from down there and around Christmas time. So that's why I got to show you the blog so you get an idea of what's going on. So once we're not on the air, just go to the blog and all the answers are right there. So Mark is going to start off with the best and the worst movies. Of course, we're going to continue this. Think of this as part 1 of the show, because fall preview, we got Star Wars, we're going to be mentioning James Bond, but we want to wrap up the Summer Blitz.
Right. Okay, getting along with that, with the best and worst movies of the year, because I know the year isn't over and still we have a lot more to cover within the end of the year, and I'm shocked. But here it goes from thus far from this year that it's been a lackluster year for films. The 5 worst films I have on my list that are really, really, for me, were really terrible were Fantastic Four, Tomorrowland, Jupiter Ascending, and Insurgent. And that's 4 out of 5, because the other movies weren't that even interesting for me to even put them in the top 5 worst movies. That's how bad it is.
Right.
And the top 5 best films that I felt that I would see it over and over again on DVD. Like if it came out, I would buy it, I would see it over and over again. That's how I think you should really sort of categorize your best or your worst. Now, Mad Max, definitely, and Ant-Man. That's it.
That's
2.
it for you?
Yeah, for my top 5, 2 films. The rest, I wouldn't want to see it again. I've seen it once, that's it, I'm walking away. For Mad Max, it was so good, I even seen that they have a video game for it. And I've even played it, it's great. I mean, I've even been wrapped up in it. They have an awesome storyline. It's almost repetitive of, what do you call that? Grand Theft. It's very much like Grand Theft in the desert.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's great. He
I
goes
saw the
out.
trailers. I thought that was another Mad Max movie. I didn't know what was released.
Yeah, it was amazing. It's sort of like the same thing. It's like he goes around, he attacks. It's almost like Grand Theft Auto. But it's almost like, for me, it's almost you're watching another Mad Max film. I think they should definitely continue the franchise. If they want to make money off of this franchise, they should definitely continue it. But don't over budget it. Keep yourselves within a certain parameter, and you will make money.
Right.
But if you start going into like 200 million, 300 million, you're not going to make any money. So the best thing for you, if you were to continue this, keep at a reasonable budget. You really don't have to pay these people that much money, because I think they would be glad to be in a Mad Max film. And you can continue this franchise like a James Bond franchise.
Right.
It can definitely be the James Bond, post-apocalyptic James Bond.
Well, a little trivia. If when we showed the blog, you saw a picture of Tom Hardy as Mad Max, okay? And the reason that it was Thursday's news, and it was announced that, and usually this does not make the cover of Variety magazine unless it's really, really big news. And Mad Max, believe it or not, Variety magazine said it was selling practically every other Blu-ray sale the past month for 10 to 1.
It's obvious.
And that's going to give that a chance for to go ahead with the sequel. Now, I said before, Terminal Genesis, they needed the money from China, which are open really big, but the final estimate hasn't come in yet. Then they're afraid what's going to happen. I mentioned this in the radio show. What's going to happen when it comes out on Blu-ray? It's going to be more substantial. It's going to make another 100 million on sales. I mean, that's basically what killed Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know I keep bringing that up, but it's a perfect example where the movie sure made 700 million, but all of a sudden when they released it on Blu-ray, it only made 20 million on Blu-ray, 20 million on DVD. Basically nobody went to buy it, and right there, that's when Sony said, "Okay, time to cancel, reboot." Tom Hardy, Mad Max. I said, "Well, let's see how the sales are Blu-ray." And then now they're saying, "Oh wow, we did not expect that," and they made the cover of Variety magazine. And now they're talking how they're going to somehow keep the budget down, so they want a profit. They want a bigger profit than what they made. But now they're talking. They want to go ahead with it, thanks to those sales. But they're going to find a way to bring the budget down, and then they're going to green light it.
Yeah, it reminds me, like you say, the movie that I remember that they put so much money into, as far as James Bond goes, and it didn't do any sales in DVDs. And I remember once this lady who was selling the DVDs, like they always have those curio shops where they sell the DVDs. They said, "Wow, I got in a day early, but no one's buying it." It was Die Another Day.
Yeah.
They said, she was shocked. They said, "Why aren't people buying it?" I'm like, "Lady, didn't you see the movie?
It sucked."
If you saw the movie, you would know why people aren't running to buy the film. It was just so hokey.
Yeah.
That
would kill it.
It didn't take a genius to know that it wasn't going to do good on DVD. It wasn't like you would say, "Oh, this movie was a cult hit," and people just didn't recognize the magnitude of this film, and then it blows up on DVD.
That's why they're looking at Avengers Ultron. They're afraid maybe the sales, because that.
No, it's not. I think my predictions, it's going to bomb.
That's what I'm thinking, and Disney's a little bit worried about that. That's why, there will be more Star Wars on that in a couple minutes. Let's finish with the best and worst. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I'll say, okay, for example, Tomorrowland. It bombed at the box office, and they know there's not going to have no DVD sales.
Don't even bother making them.
Yeah, I mean, so
just keep it. If you want, sell it online, so that if people want to buy it, they buy it. Like, what do you say?
A video on demand or download.
Download it. Yeah. Don't make the DVD. Don't
buy the manufacturing Blu-rays or
Don't waste your
DVDs.
money.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money manufacturing this. This is our advice. Don't manufacture this. You're just gonna make more garbage in the